I thought I'd rock the Seb shirt for Ryan Gosling. So The Fall Guy is a pretty damn entertaining love letter to Hollywood stunt performers. You can feel the love and the passion for this art form and this profession from David Leitch and the crew through pretty much every frame of this film. Sometimes it's a little bit on the nose with some of the dialogue, like there's one scene with Ryan Gosling talking with this guy across the table, and the dude's like, hey, those stunt guys are like the unsung heroes, man. Do they get Oscars for that stuff? And Gosling's like, no. I was like, okay, film, I understand what you're going for, you don't need to spoon feed it to me. But they do a good job of giving the stunt performers of Hollywood their flowers. Also, the stunts themselves in The Fall Guy are pretty damn good. There's this one chase involving a skip on the back of a truck, and Ryan Gosling's fighting a guy on the back of it, and it's going through the city and destroying stuff. That was pretty fun. And some of the actual stunts that Ryan Gosling's character does on the set of the film within the film that Emily Blunt is directing were also really impressive too. I'm a sucker for films about films and filmmaking, films taking place on the sets of films and the stories going around the film sets, and it's all about actors, directors and whatnot, or in this case stunt people. And this film ticks that box in that regard very, very much. It also harkens back to films like Romancing the Stone, where it's an action film, it's a comedy film, it's got adventure in it, it's got some fun action scenes, but at its core, it's a romance. And all the action, all the adventure they go on, it's done in service of the core romance between the two leads, in this case, Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. And if their chemistry doesn't work, the whole thing would be pretty much built on bricks of shit. Thankfully, not the case. They are both terrific in the film. Ryan Gosling is likeable, Emily Blunt is likeable, they're likeable together, you're rooting for them to get together. It's all good. I've seen a few people complain about the plot, the conspiracy that Ryan Gosling is tangled up in with Aaron Taylor-Johnson's character, the actor. And I guess it's not the deepest plot, it can get a bit silly at times, but I enjoyed it. It fit the vibe of the film, it fit the tone they were going for. I just had a good time with it. The biggest gripe in this film for me was the pacing in the first half. There were a couple of scenes that, to me, just dragged out a little bit too long. Like, they made the point they were trying to make, and they just kept going with it and going with it and going with it, to the point where it just really hurt the momentum and the pacing and the flow of the film in that first half. If they trimmed those scenes down, it could have tightened it up, had a bit of a more kinetic pace to it, and I think it just would have helped the film in the long haul. But in the end, I had a really good time with The Fall Guy. David Leitch has found himself a really good kind of action comedy box between Bullet Train and The Fall Guy, where he just operates really well in, with fun action, fun stunts, and fun characters played by good actors. If you're a fan of films, action films in particular, and you really enjoy marveling at stunt work and practical action sequences, this film was pretty much made for you in that regard. Go watch it, have a good time, and stay through the end credits as well, because they show behind the scenes footage of them doing the stunts for this film, and it just makes you enjoy the film that much more. Seeing all the stunts being done for real is badass.